Hey everybody! Today we're going to talk to you about carbohydrates. We will talk about what they are, why our bodies need them, and what the two types of carbohydrates are. Let's get started. A carbohydrate is a compound composed of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen arranged as monosaccharides, disaccharides, or polysaccharides. Carbohydrates are one of the three macronutrients humans consume from their diet. It is important to consume carbohydrates because they are the universal source of energy our bodies can use to power things such as our brain, red blood cells, central nervous system, muscles, and cells. Proper consumption of carbohydrates can lower the risk of heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, and some cancers. Carbohydrates also provide the body with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and phytochemicals. So, how do carbohydrates work in the body? Once a carbohydrate is consumed by the human body, no matter the complexity of the unit, it will be broken down into the usable energy source of glucose. Glucose is the energy source that all body cells can use to power their functions. Also, glucose can be stored in the body for use at a later time. Excess glucose in the body can be stored as glycogen in skeletal muscle and the liver, and the body can use the energy when glucose demands are at a higher level. An example of this is during rigorous exercise. There are two types of carbohydrates. The first is simple carbohydrates or simple sugars. This can be further broken into monosaccharides and disaccharides. First, a monosaccharide is a simple sugar unit and will be the quickest digested in the body. These simple sugar units are usually low in micronutrient values with the exception of fruits. Fruits are majority the simple sugar fructose, but they contain fiber and micronutrients. These types of carbohydrates can cause a more drastic spike in blood glucose levels after being consumed. Some examples are sports drinks, fruits, candy, pastries, and ready to eat cereals. Next, disaccharides are a double sugar unit which are also quickly digested. This type of simple carbohydrate is a double sugar unit. Disaccharides can contain some micronutrient value depending on the source, but still affect a spike in blood glucose level to some degree. Some examples are milk, yogurt, barley, white rice, table sugar, and white breads. The other type of carbohydrate is a complex carbohydrate, also known as a polysaccharide. These contain many glucose units strung together into one structure. There are three types of polysaccharides: glycogen, starch, and fiber. We will be discussing starch and fiber since glycogen cannot be consumed in high amounts or found in any carbohydrate source. Starch is the storage form of glucose by plants. Starches will be digested slower in the GI tract because it needs to break down a bigger molecule of sugar units compared to simple sugars. These types of carbohydrates cause a slow rise in blood glucose levels and have a longer lasting effect. Some examples are potatoes, legumes, brown rice, oatmeal, and whole grains. Fiber is the structural part of plants and is also known as a polysaccharide. Fiber is broken down into soluble and insoluble units. Soluble fiber forms a viscous gel in your digestive tract and can be digested by bacteria. Insoluble fiber does not form a gel and is less readily fermentable. The forming of a viscous liquid or the failure to digest from fiber causes slow digestion and healthy bowel movement in the human body. Examples are vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and legumes. In conclusion, complex carbohydrates should be consumed a majority of the time, and you should consume simple carbohydrates sparingly. Also, don't forget to make sure you consume dietary fiber to maintain a healthy GI tract. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for listening.